Guess we're not just stopping for one, are we? What's up, y'all? Welcome back. We got a new video and a new vehicle for you. I'll do my best here to film everything on this one, as I lost a bunch of videos on the truck. So this one's gonna be the full build series. I'm gonna videotape as much as I possibly can, try to be in as depth as I can, and make this a better video for you guys. Let's go check this thing out. We got her in, guys. That was insanely sketchy. I moved the Buick all the way down there, so I had to like cut it out. We'll just go outside and take a look. Cause I for sure thought I was running into something when I did this. But, had to jack it up, crank the wheels all the way to the right. We pulled it out, straight into this parking lot. And then I left obviously a rust trail on the way back through. But we went straight that way, backed it all the way up, waited for them to leave, snuck it way over there, had to crank the wheels and just sent it in. Very thankful I didn't hit anything or hurt anyone in the process, so that's good. But now, go back inside and we'll show you where we're gonna start. First, we're gonna start with obviously cleaning it out. I wanna get the seat out. It's unbolted, so it's just chilling in there. I want to pull that out so we're not catching that on fire, doing anything crazy. Then I gotta go around and drill all the screws off of this so we can get the air ducting vent here out of the way. My plan is to use original carpet. They do make an aftermarket carpet for it. So if the tunnel's in good shape, like even right here is probably the highest up I noticed it so far. But I can come up here, you know, and cut this all nice and clean and lap my piece over top of it. What I was gonna do is just come across here and cut. It's already the factory like lapped. I'll show you on that side. It's a little easier to understand, I guess. But we are going to run along. See where it's lifting right here? We're just gonna cut that. You kind of see that line, but we're just gonna cut it right there. Go up as far as we need to. Get these pans in. I'm using just flat steel. I'm gonna try to make these bends as much as I can with what I have. What I have is some C-clamps and some wood. Make nice little rolled bends, you know. But either way, stick along. I'm gonna go ahead, get this thing drilled out of there. I didn't even think about that, but I'm gonna have to take the gas pedal out too, which kind of sucks because this has to come in and out. So I don't know. Let's get that out. Reevaluate, check back in. Okay, well, I was able to get that air ducting out of there. And I'm gonna go ahead and start on the driver's side. So, I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. I think I'm just gonna cut and pray and keep letting her eat. But I'd like to, if I can, by the time I have to pull this out, have at least the front two done. So the driver and passenger, that way I could set, I don't know, I guess we'll see. I don't think it'll be too terrible. What are you doing? What do you think you're doing? Climbing through rust holes? That's probably not good. But I want to start up front, work my way back. I'm going to do the front panel probably to like where my foot's at. Maybe a little further so I can cut it out and redo that cross member that goes right here. It's just a standard straight little nice box. Just the support So I'm going to cut all that out and I'm going to vacuum up what I can and see what we're looking like, I guess. So again, with the time lapse here. Yeah, I would explain more, guys. I'm winging it. I'm winging it. All right, guys, a little more cleanup, but I think I came up with somewhat of a plan. So, I'm gonna clean up the rest of these supports. This one's still a little flimsy, but my plan is to get it up and mounted to the floorboards here when this is all said and done. So my plan is I'll probably go not all the way back to where I cut, but for right now, I'll build this flat section that goes from like here straight across. Then I can build this like bracing that went underneath here. It's like a hump. You can kind of see it. So I'll clean out underneath there. I am going to take this and cut it all the way on this edge. But I was just trying to save you guys some time lapse. I'm not going to worry about anything right underneath the pedals for right now. I'll do that last. Just because there's like a big... I can't think of it. There's like a box that's like in there that's on the back side that I would have to do from like taking the wheel off and getting in there. So once I cut that flooring section out wherever it's up to its worst rot spot and I just clean that up later, I will fix all that stuff that's underneath there. But I would like to get this flat panel in, this all cleaned up, that all cleaned up so I can get this into place so that way it's stable under there. And then we'll come back, build this section. So this will be 3 sections most likely. This is relatively flat, so I'll be able to come to wherever it's clean here, cut, do the same thing all the way around, lay the panel in there, and wherever this ends up, I'm gonna build this one probably a little short for right now, cut this out, build it long, and I can just run the grinder across it here, and I'll be able to pinch it together with those clamps and make that a nice smooth connection to where you won't even tell. But again, my goal is to just get good sheet metal down on the floor here. That way I could just throw the driver's seat in and I'll be able to pull this thing in and out, and I can run the brake lines and have brakes. So we're not doing no janky pulling in and out of the shop here. I'd prefer not to keep doing that just because the safety of people around me. So yeah. Well guys, I just went ahead and cut out a piece of metal. I had to grind it all down with the nice drum sander I bought. We're getting close. I left it long for right now, but I just used 2 pieces of wood to make this bend. So I just screwed it in there and put some clamps on it, propped it up, and it was a bear, but I didn't want a hard brake on it because it didn't originally have a nice square firm brake. But I mean, if you tell, like, I'm pushing down on that right now and it's about perfect. So that'll work. I just went ahead, traced out the outer part of the panel, and now I'm just going to trim it up so it lays in there a little better. and then go check how much metal I have to see if I can't maybe do this back piece. So Alright guys, I got a little carried away there, forgot to pick up the camera. I'll show you where I'm at. I'm almost out of steel, so this is probably where we're going to stop for right now until I get some new metal. But we are back to there. I had to come up on the tunnel a little bit here. It was a little rotted right there, so, but for doing it all just flat steel, it looks good. It ain't going to go anywhere. It's solid. I still have to build that cross member underneath, but when I get fresh steel, I'll do that. And yeah, I don't have my welding helmet, otherwise I'll just weld more, but in Chinese eye in it right now. So we're gonna stop right here till I get some sheet metal, till I have a little more time in the day. Then we're just gonna cut it straight as we can there. Same thing right here, and same thing back there. Just lay that sheet on, butt weld it, and then just the tack welds up the side. All right, we're back in the shop. We got Lenny the Lincoln. We are going to start with this floor pan I had bent up, and that's all for the passenger side. Pretty much what it is, just mimic this one, bent it up with all the same measurements. So hopefully we can do that side in one full piece. Didn't hurt anyone pulling this bad unit in, thank God. I do have all the brake stuff coming, so if I can get this in and mostly weld it out today, I'll be happy, because tomorrow we can go ahead and start with brakes. And after brakes, it's really just a lot of other stuff. But yeah, we're gonna keep going on these floorboards. And if my cat would stay the heck out of there. And also, I gotta somehow figure out how I unlatched this door last time. Maybe we'll start that so we can open it up so I don't get cracked out of smoke and junk in there. So, oh, got unhooked battery. I think my first plan of attack is I'm gonna try to get these seat belts out. Then hopefully I can, this side I'm gonna probably wanna pull these too, just because it looks like there's a ton of carpet underneath there. And quite frankly, I don't feel like fighting fire today. So get everything out that is potentially flammable. Oh, got the door open. So there's that. Look at this guy. Hey. What do you think you're doing? Come on, watch out. Alright, so I got all the carpet and the padding and stuff out, so that doesn't start any fires. Got the cutoff wheel in here, and I got this vacuum line, which I honestly, oh, it's probably for the trunk lock is my guess. But anyways, I got that out of the way. I got my supervisor here giving me a hard time, swatting at me and being a little brat. But we're gonna go ahead and get this rough cut out. Well, we got a hole, and I caused 3 in my hand. Pointer there, potential need of stitches. Am I going to? Nah. Won't be the first time. Cleaned her out real good, called her a day, you know? But anyways, now we're gonna try to see how this panel fits in here. So I'm gonna get everything cleaned up real quick, and then we'll jump back in. And I'm just gonna set it in there. I know I'm gonna have some more cutting. I'll probably end up having to rebuild part of that. Hopefully I can cut all that out, kind of like I did on the other side. Otherwise I can roll the metal up to make up for that. But we'll see where we're sitting when we get this all cleaned out and the new panel kind of just resting in place. Man, that hurts. That was a good one too. Air hammer slipped and I just caught an edge of the freshly cut metal. No pain, no glory though, right? Well, first official fit up was actually not too bad. I got some trimming to do around there, around that top transmission tunnel. And then honestly, I think I'm gonna slice it right here because we got to repair some of this coming up anyways. So that'll allow that to kind of roll up into its where it wants to go, and then we can always just trim it when it's down and flat. And for this stuff, I'm not sure how it's gonna fit until I get those trimmed out. I just had to run a little notch right there. So I might slide this out and try to blow all this junk out that's on this edge, stopping me from sitting flat. I might mark that out real quick and then just nip that, like I was saying, probably like, I don't know, we'll start with like 2 inches, and if I need to go more, we'll go more. But yeah, let's see what we can do. Well, I did some slicing. We're in there. So that I still have to measure out, and I'll measure over and cut that so I know where my line is right there. I'll get it semi-close, and then I'll buzz another line through it, and then that'll sit flat. Only thing that kind of bothers me is that with bending that over 2x4s and then this one in an actual brake, it does look a little different, but carpet and everything over it, I don't think anyone's gonna ever notice. I'm gonna know, which is gonna bug me, but whatever. As long as there's floors in it, I got that structure for underneath that we'll do tomorrow most likely once I get this in place intact. So right now, I'm gonna pull this piece out, I'll measure off of this edge over, get that part cut out underneath, and then get all this stuff cleaned on this edge here, clean it all up so I could drill some holes, get that down, spot weld it, and then we could start over here on this back part of the tunnel. And I'm just gonna take my cutoff wheel and go right along the edge, and then that tunnel will spring back out right into place if I have to. I might, I don't know, we'll see as we go. But yeah, we're close. All right, we got all the holes punched out of it. We're prepped in here. What I think I'm gonna do is walk this all around now, tack this all in, and then I'm gonna probably, you know, get this flat. So push this down where that needs to go after everything's tacked into place. And then I'll buzz a tack like right here. So then I can do that cut without everything like springing really bad, if that makes any sense. So like right now this needs to go down to like sit flat. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead, buzz this side in. All these are touching so far except for to like that spot weld right here, because that needs to roll up a little more, which I can manage to do here in a second. But yeah, we're just gonna go slightly trim some, tack it when it goes flat. Wow, I can't speak. Trim it, tack it, tack it, tack it, trim it until we get this thing down and in. I'm gonna have to do something different right here, but we're just gonna go with it as we go and see what we get, because I like to wing it. Okay guys, I want to just spot weld that all in there. So now you can kind of see what I did. I tacked it right there and I tacked it right there, so that's all kind of laying flat. So now what I'm gonna do, take the cutoff and run that line back, because this tunnel is kind of pushed in, so it should theoretically spring back. I might try to get the pry bar behind it a little bit and try to just give it a little more of a bend so that way it doesn't overspring out. But either way, I can get it all lined up, I think, and make this look half decent, especially after everything's all welded, grounded, cleaned up, and painted. I don't think anyone's ever gonna know, except for me and you. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep going along here. GoPro's about to die, so that's fun. Let's go see if we got any batteries. I'd like to kind of get more in depth with it with you guys, so I can like I'll go segment by segment, show you what's up. But I don't know why all of my batteries are dead. GoPro's at 22%. Just why? Why can't it just work for me today? So to show you a better example of what I'm doing here, as you can see, I cut it to right about there. Let that come up, tack it. Now I'm gonna cut a little more till it comes out, tack it, and then I can work this all down and nice and flat all the way along this panel. Makes it nice and easy. Then you get your perfect gap with that cutoff wheel, because once you come across here, you're gonna leave, you know, that thickness of that cutoff wheel, whatever that is. What are these, in 1/16? And then when it springs back up, it's nice and tight. And then you might have to run it again, but your objective is, as long as you leave like a decent little gap, it won't tend to you know, like peak up after you weld it, because everything expands. So if you got a nice gap there, it'll try to keep itself flat and give you a better end result. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to keep cutting, probably about 4 inches at a time, tack it, 4 inches at a time, tack it, all the way till I get to this part where I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. This is going to probably have to be cut out and just put a new piece in, which is fine. But I'm just going to do this all the way down, guys. All the way down. Alrighty guys, we got it welded from the back there all the way up to here. Obviously I'm at to add a piece in this area, but now I'm gonna let the shopper out and just continue up. And I don't know what I'm gonna do up there yet, but you know, we'll figure it out. That's the way we blows. And then we'll probably try to get at least this section here all squared up and fixed. That way the inside's done. I don't know if I'll get to that today or not, but we're gonna try. And like I said, I can't get the gas pedal out and I kind of need to pull this in and out, so I'm gonna wait to do that front kick part over on that driver's side there. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. We'll keep grinding. What's up, y'all? Next day, we're gonna hammer some stuff out, I think, here. We got some more welding to do on driver's side. I'm gonna go ahead and do these two panels too. I just grabbed a quick piece. As you can see, the cat's enjoying where he's sitting. But we also got new front brake parts, well, new used. They were just all redone before my buddy went to disc on his Lincoln. So we gotta swap all that out. What else we got? Got a new master cylinder, all the hoses, brake fluid, brake line. Hopefully could sneak in next door to the UPS shop. It's Sunday, so they're technically closed, but they usually let me go in there and grab my packages. So I'm waiting for somebody to pop out there. But we got fuel line, fuel return line, sound deadening. What else? Seam sealer. So hopefully at the end of, or around today, actually at the end of the day, we should have brakes, which is a good plus, because then I don't feel so sketch pulling it in and out. But if we get the brakes done, I'll be stoked. I'll put the girlfriend to work on putting the sound deadening in after I'm done finishing welding. And yeah, so we're gonna get after it, guys. Let's jump in. The wubbies, look at him. Alright guys, so we got the passenger side all welded out. I'm just sticking some sound deadener down. I'm a little impatient, so I want that all done up over there. Then we're gonna hop over here, weld this out. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to that yet or not. I'm going to try to today. It might be a late night, but that's fine. New front drums are on with the brake lines in. We got all of our good stuff on order. We got our fuel line, our fuel return line in there. That's more sound deadener, some seam sealer, brake line, and clamp kit just in case. We got new masters for the wheel cylinders for the rear, but I'm trying to save you guys the time lapse because it kind of gets boring. I was able to break that at the girlfriend's work, so we were able to you can kind of see that stitch welded it over there. That's for the support where the seat bolts. I'll have to do the same on this side, but for now I'm just gonna finish that out so I can kind of give me a little booster for, you know, the motivation level, because I'm already sick of welding and I still have a lot more to do on this side here. So what is up? Good morning. We are back in the shop. We're gonna do some more work on the Lincoln, hopefully get those floors all tidied up today. As you can see, we're up in the front shop and we got the Cruise in here. I gotta whip out an oil change in that, but if the Cruise is up here, that means that we were finally able to put the Lincoln in the back shop. Bang! Let's go take a peek. We got some other things in store, some little other updates that we did off camera for certain reasons, like you know, brakes. No one wants to watch brake lines be done, and I honestly am a firm believer in that. I could care less to watch somebody do brake lines, but brakes are on there working, but the master isn't working. So what I did is I'm just going to eliminate this because this goes to a vacuum canister, but I don't need everything on here that uses vacuum. The only thing that I could care to keep are like the window locks, but again, that doesn't matter to me either way because I'd never lock it, and I'm not going to keep anything in here that's, you know, gonna need to be, or that I got to worry about being stolen out of it. So I just went ahead and bought some new vacuum line. We're just going to run it straight from the booster there to the back of the carb, and hopefully the power brake portion will work now. We did run fuel line with the brake lines, so those are all up here. Those are just tucked up. Kind of ran it just how they usually are. I need to get a line straightener, but other than that, guys, this is the other things that we're probably going to try to do. We got to finish the floors, so we got just under that gas pedal and stuff left. Right up in there, and I just got to finish welding that out. So I got to pull the gas pedal out, and I'm just going to fix that little portion. And then if you can't tell, if you look through the bottom, that bottom's kind of rotted out. So we might just do that up in this video. It looks like it wraps up right here. I would like to get that done so that way everything underneath I can, once it's all said and done, I can do the seam sealing and I can undercoat the whole thing. In the rear, I don't know if we're gonna be able to tell with the tire on or not. Probably not. But like right here in the frame rail where it bends up, that's starting to get a little thin there. So I'm gonna cut that all out and patch that up too. It's not like a very structural point of it, so I could probably just get away with putting a plate in there, welding it out. But anyways, guys, we're gonna go ahead, and I think right now off camera I'm just gonna try this brake thing out just to see if that works. Hopefully it does. And then we're gonna move on into the floors, hammer out the rest of the floors, and I have to pull up some of the sound deadener because I wasn't paying attention. I gotta do that stuff on that side as well, and it welds that underpiece that I was just showing you from up with the front wheel well, welds up to the floor like right here. So I'll have to pull some of that sound deadener off, which is totally okay. Have tons of it. I ordered way too much because I'd rather be certain and have enough than not enough. So again, right now, just gonna hop over here, gonna pull this vacuum line off and see if I can't get the fucking power brakes to work. I'll do some cleaning up on it obviously, but we'll go ahead and get it bent kind of like where we need it. I'll clean it up and then go see what it looks like in the car. Check back in. Hey guys, got it all bent up. I just put it over this, put 2 vice grips on it, grabbed my little angle finder, found where it was on the floor, matched it. So now we're gonna go, I'm gonna jump inside the car. I'm just gonna clean up that floor where it's gonna sit and get it ready to be marked out and start cutting and hopefully get it in, tacked in. And then it's just a series of welding, I guess. I don't know if I got enough welding gas. I really hope I do. At least to get, I just want the floors done. Once the floors are done, I'll be happy. The other stuff underneath I can do another day. As long as the floors are done, I can like put the seat in there, drill holes for the front seat to be mounted. And yeah, we'll go from there. I think what I really want to do is, since I got the fuel line ran in the back, I might put a 5-gallon tank in the back and fill it up and just run the line up just so I can cruise it around the block once. I don't know, we'll see. Still got to do the power steering though. That thing's, I don't know, I rebuilt the power steering pump on it. It's ran off the crank pulley right off the front. It's almost like, I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Ford 6.0s, like the low pressure oil pumps. It's kind of something like that. But I rebuilt it, but it still leaks, so I think I'm gonna have to find a different seal. I'm wondering if just that snout up front's, you know, a little more worn down than usual. So I'll find another seal, punch that front one out, replace it, and pray that it holds. Because power steering on this thing would be phenomenal since it's so big and long, but it also comes up here and runs the wipers. Thing's crazy, but I just want to drive it around the block, man. That's all. Once I drive it around the block, I'll be a happy camper. All right, guys, got my piece of metal. You kind of get a little better picture now, I think. Put her in. So just like that. So what I'm going to do right now is, it's not going to fit 100% perfect right now, but gonna need some assistance, that's for sure. But if I can just get this to kind of lay where it needs to, set it in there. What I'm gonna do now is just trace it. The steering wheel really sucks being right here. I don't know why the camera just cut out there. I got it traced out though. So next up, I'm gonna go change the blade on my cutoff wheel. And since I got the airline in here, I'll just use that one. We'll get her trimmed out. Start tacking it. It's going to take some maneuvering up in here because it kind of jogs down a little bit, but I think I'm going to be able to make it work. So ain't not to it but to do it. A little hard to see, but it's in there. It took a little bit of some love with the hammer, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to weld this stuff out. I'm not gonna bore you guys with the time lapse. We'll just check back in here when it's all done and go from there. All right, y'all, check it out. Everything's all welded in. I don't know if I set it on that side or not. I'm not going to grind any of these welds down. I'm going to keep the top with the welds just because that covers it. It don't really matter. But I don't want to grind everything down and get it so thin and weak that, you know, eventually it's going to crack. I'll clean it all up underneath when I go to undercoat it and seam seal it. But yeah, now all I got to do is that little cross brace right here from underside, which I can do that quickly. I'm not going to video that either. It's pretty boring. It's literally just taking that channel. I'm going to take the jack and jack it up, tight it against the floor, and just do some stitch welds down it. But yeah, man, we're cranking along here. We'll jump back in when we're starting to do the sound deadener so you can see like the final product. Well, fellas and fellettes, that concludes the floor on the Continental. Bracings underneath. I think next video we're gonna try to get these windows working. Like I said, I want those to go up and down, so I'll have to pull all the motors out. You got to clean them out and whatnot. They just used to pack them with grease back in the day. Like in this area, there's like a little plastic gear that goes up and down. I had them already going up and down, but I want them to work fluently, so that way when I put the door panels on, there's no more issues. And then when that's all out too, I have to mess with this lock mechanism. But anyways, guys, next video I think is going to be carpet, windows, and putting the interior back together. I can do everything on the outside with the interior intact and full. So we'll get that going. And anyways, guys, I know it's kind of a boring video watching me just time lapse a lot, I guess. It kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. It's done. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Check back in. I'm hoping maybe next week we'll start on this interior. Peace out.